the wine. We're gonna listen to Royal and JBV. They're gonna give us their thoughts on Rocket League.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the JBV and Royal show. We have a very important episode here for you. This is the draft episode. This is what everybody's been waiting for. I'm your co-host, JBV. Before you ask, yes, I am trying to grow out my beard. I'm here with my co-host, Royal Grace, also known as Royal, also known as T. Grace. We're going to hop right in because we have a lot to go over. This is going to be a long episode. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm going to throw it over here to Royal, and we're going to go ahead and get started.
All right, what's up, everybody? We'll just get into the first pick. Honey Badgers on the clock, JBV's team. And I'm hearing that the pick is in, and who's it going to be? So, you think about it, and they had Easy last season. Do they go with Easy again? No, they go with Pops, the MVP.
They go with Pops.
You can't really fault the Honey Badgers for taking the league MVP. They go Pops with the first round, or with the first overall pick, and I can't fault them for that. Jay, what was your thoughts about taking Pops instead of Easy?
I'm very excited to get Pops, man. Pops is nuts, dude. I think he's going to be a great team captain for us. Obviously, there's no surprise that I took Pops, but I think there is surprise that I didn't take Easy. I talked with Easy before, and for Easy's own reasons, he did not want to be a Honey Badger again. So out of respect, I'm an honorable man. I respect his wishes, and I took my boy Pops, and I'm just as happy with that pick as I would have been with any other pick.
Absolutely. So next on the clock is going to be the finishers. I'll let you take this one away, but I do just want to say we do have two expansion teams this season, the finishers being one of them, going to be led by JGab. Great dude. The Discord channel for the finishers is already insane. The level of detail that Jacob's going to put in the season is going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to his team. But yeah, take it away.
All right, so the pick is in for the finishers, and I think no surprise here. JGab takes Knit. So I want to say Knit was the leading scorer last season, playing for the Wild Hogs, won a championship. Beat my Honey Badgers in the championship. Everybody knows the story. 82 goals, 21 assists, 57 saves. The dude's nuts. It took me 2 hours to choose between Pops and Knit. I'm gonna be honest. Everybody, you can't go wrong with either pick. I think everybody knows that. Dude's a great guy. I think he'll be great. I think he'll mesh well with JGab. I think it's a great pick at number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, unless the first pick was Easy, the first two picks had to be Pops and Knit. I mean, there's no way around it. Easily the two best players in the league.
Easily, by far.
It's not really close. So really no surprises with the first two picks. And now my team, the Scarlet Wings, are on the clock. Really debated this pick. Had a couple of 17s left on the board. 16-5, 16. I went with my boy. Pick is in. Matty Bananas. I've only played with Matty once, and I'm not playing this season.
I also played with him.
Yes, that was
played together.
And Matty's awesome. I think he's going to be great. Paired with the other couple of players I've got paired with them. Hopefully we can get some full team scrims. Advantage of being non-playing. You got 4 people there. Get some in-houses going. Really excited for Matty to lead the way. But
sounds like cheating to me, non-playing GM, whatever, dude.
Well, of course, I had to cheat my way into the third pick.
Man broke his whole elbow just so he could get a higher draft pick.
I really just had to get ahead. I mean, I knew that Audie was going to be non-playing, the narcotics department here, formerly known as the Dastardly Devils. I had to I had to make sure I got ahead of him in the draft. So and so I did that, and now the narcotics department, the narcs for short, are on the clock. R.I.P. Galaxy, King Narc, R.I.P. Talo, also King
Queen
Narc.
All right. So the pick is in for the Narcs and Adi, and they're gonna go with Easy. I'm gonna be honest with you. It hurts my heart to say Easy's name while he's playing for another team. I'm sad. Again, I'm excited I got Pops. But it's a sad day to see Easy not be Honey Badger. So great guy. He's going to be a great captain. He coached us up a lot last season. He does more than just be your GC on the field. He's a very strategic thinker as far as his play style. It's not all about scoring or getting saves. So I think he does more. He does more than what his MVPR says or what his stats say. So I think it's a great pick. I'm sad to see him go.
Yeah, absolutely. Correct me if I'm wrong here, he led the playoffs in assists for season 1, correct?
No, I want to say it was goals.
Well,
He led playoffs in goals.
Okay, I was wrong, so you corrected me. Thank you.
You asked.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. But either way, like you said, Easy has a different play style than a lot of people, especially at that rank that I've played with, that I've seen. Like you said, a lot more strategic.
I only knew that it wasn't the assist because I led an assist. That's the only reason I knew.
That's right.
That's the only stat I led in.
Flex. All right, so all right, so we got the Blue Coats on the clock now. D-Lou, keeping the franchise the same, no rebrands here. Let's see, pick is in, and he's going to go with the first salary surprise, so to speak, on the board. Goes with a 16, with a 16.5 still left on the board. Goes with Magic. Haven't really interacted with Magic too much myself, but everything I hear is he's just a great guy, really fun to be around, great player, obviously. So really can't fault D-Lou for going with Magic. Jay, you played along with Magic.
Yeah. Tyrants. He's my AGM. I absolutely love Magic. Coolest guy. I think I met in MLE. I'd like to think I played a big part in him actually being in Y-Man's as well as Y-Man's League. I hype him up a lot about it. So Magic, nutty, and great guy. Very easy to get along with. Very cool to talk to. Love that boy in late night VC sessions. I encourage D-Lou to ask Magic for a late night bedtime story because he's great at those. So yeah, absolutely a wonderful pick. And so now going on to pick 6, I believe. Yeah, pick 6.
I think so.
Yeah, pick 6. So
this isn't scuffed.
moving on to pick 6. So this is going to be Wild Hogs. Pick is in. Absolutely great team last season. That had Knit obviously won a championship. So this season, the Wild Hogs are going to select naturals to the Wild Hog. Now, the thing about that is naturals is the other half of the Knit and naturals duo. So I'm excited to see what naturals can do. He in MLE he has Knit, he has Easy. In Y-Man's League last season, he pretty much carried the Matadors. But of course he had Atomic. So, I mean, now he has Sammy. And Sammy is probably twice Atomic's GPA / IQ. So it'll be interesting to see just how much better the Wild Hogs get this season. And I talked to Sammy. I honestly think naturals Naturals is going to end up being better than what he is. Naturals, I think, is going to be playing on those 17s level. That's just me personally, because I play with Naturals. I think Naturals is a great pick. I'm really excited to see what the Wild Hogs do. I mean, Naturals last season posted a 5.4 MVPR, so I think he's even better than that this season. I think it's gonna be wild. Wild Hogs. It's gonna be wild what they can do because Naturals is a great pick.
Yeah, I agree. And for better or for worse, for right or for wrong, it kind of seems like, at least on the public perception, that Naturals kind of lives in its shadow. It's the Nit and Naturals duo, but Nit's kind of been that top level player, at least seen as that top level player. But I'm really excited to see what Naturals can do. Leading this team. Now he's up there at that 16 range. And I'm really excited to see what he can do leading this Wild Hogs team, really making his own name for himself, I think. But moving right along, we'll go with our next expansion team, the Cheesy Blasters.
Cheesy Blasters.
Going to be led by Obfu this season. Really excited to have him as a GM. I think he'll do a great job. And so the pick is in for Obfu, and we've got a father-son team. This is going to be exciting. Goes against the salary here and goes with his son. Mushy Pancakes, Nate, as everyone knows him. And yeah, so it's, you go against the salary, what you would expect here. But maybe you make that up in the father-son chemistry connection. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to be able to do. And yeah, so Nate to the Cheesy Blasters.
Yeah, I personally don't know Nate. I don't think I've ever spoken to him. I know Obfu. Obfu's a great guy. Drives a bunch of Teslas. So this is the Tesla team, the father-son Tesla team. I'm excited to see what they do. I am surprised at the pick, though, just salary-based. I am surprised. I will say that. So now we're going to move on to the Matadors pick. Pick number, 8. So we're at pick number 8. The pick is in, and the pick is surprising because Atomic, GM for the Matadors, is going to select TSR. Pick number 8. I'm livid. I'm upset because I wanted TSR and I was not expecting him to go first round. So I'm surprised. I'm interested in knowing what's going through Atomic's head, just like I always am interested in knowing what's going through Atomic's head.
I'm not sure that's safe to know, to be honest.
Yeah, probably not. It's going to be interesting. We're talking about a team that made the playoffs last season, of course, had Naturals, as I said earlier. And so now they replaced Naturals with TSR. TSR is a great guy. I love TSR. I would not still be playing Rocket League right now if it wasn't for TSR. He has been a great friend to me this season. One person that I am extremely thankful that I met through MLE. I'm interested in seeing what he does as an A player in my men's league. I'm sorry, TSR. That's all. I'm sorry. That's all I have to say.
Yeah,
moving forward.
Yeah. No, I get it. I totally
interesting
understand. Pick. Yeah, you're totally right. Now we've got the Revenants, and going to be led by Ryder this season. And the pick is in, and now, mind you, there is still a 16.5 salary on the board. Our last 4 picks, Nate, Naturals, Magic, TSR, all below 16.5 salary. Do the Revenants, does Ryder take the 16.5? No, they take Bazed. And Bazed is nuts. Bazed was the leader of the Puffins team that made the playoffs in MLE. Broke my heart because they 4-1 the Wolves in the last week of the season to take that final playoff spot. But yeah, Bays is nuts. There's not much else to say. A little surprising that they didn't go with the 16-5 on the board, but it's a Puffins and Puffins connection. Ryder's the AGM of the Puffins, so they go with the Puffins connection there.
All right, so Based. I love that boy Based. I would just like to say that out loud before I move on to the next pick. Based is a cool cat. But moving on. So round 1, pick 10. One of my personal enemies, Pie. If anybody knows me and Pie, you know that we got beef. We've had beef forever since the beginning of time. His team is the Venom. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. They're a rebrand. Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. From the Polar Bears.
From the Polar Bears. So rebrand to the Venom from the Polar Bears, and they will select Crossfire, who is another person I do not know a ton about. I've had a couple chat interactions with him. I'm not sure about his MLE team. I do know from what I've been told from other people, he's absolutely nutty, and Pie is crazy. So that's going to be an interesting duo to watch as a AB team. That's going to be they're going to be good. I think they're going to be good. But moving on. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about Crossfire. I do know that he's great at the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know too much about him either. I know he was someone who was in Wyman's for a while, kind of during its heyday, and then took a break from Wyman's, but now he's back and gonna play in Wyman's League Season 2. So we're really excited to have him. Pie and Crossfire are gonna be nuts. And before we go any further, I made a mistake. I did. I know, but believe it or not, I made a mistake. I'm raising my hand. I said that the Finishers were an expansion team, and that was incorrect. The Finishers are a rebrand from the Sirloin Selects. We have so many new teams, new names this season. I forget which ones are new, which ones are rebrands.
We're sorry, Jacob.
I'm sure it's already been in the comments. The Finishers are a rebrand. Finishers are a rebrand. No, the Revenants are the expansion team. Ryder's team, and that's when I knew I messed up, was when I said Ryder's name. I knew that Ryder and Obfu were the new GMs, the expansion teams. So I apologize. But now we're gonna keep moving forward. We've got the Water Bears, another rebrand. This is from the Dragons. Dragons, by far the most successful team in the regular season. Last season, went like 31-4, I think, in the regular season. Just an absurd total. It's ridiculous. But now none of the same players. It's going to be Water taking over as GM, and the pick is in, and Water goes with Lightning. Really could be a dynamic 1-2 pairing. Lightning's one of the most skilled mechanical players for his salary, absolutely. If they can keep their rotations intact, they may have a good chance. Lightning did just hit GC within the last couple of weeks, so congrats to him. But yeah, 1-2 pairing of Lightning and Water should be pretty spicy.
That's a team that I think we're all going to be excited to watch. It'll be interesting to see what they can do. Moving on to round 1, pick 12 is the Purple Cobras, the Globo Gym Purple Cobras, I believe is the full name.
That name sounds familiar to me.
Yeah, that's definitely not a reference to a cult classic movie.
Yeah.
So that GM, of course, is Steve. And I'm going to be honest, Steve is going to break my heart because with his first round pick, he will select J-Hex. And that is a guy that I was definitely looking at and hoping that he would fall, just like I was with TSR, hoping that he would fall to my second round pick. He's a guy I don't know much about. He is a Blizz boy. I know he's a Blizz boy, and I know that he is, just absolutely nuts at the game. And from what I hear, he's a great guy to be around. So I'm nervous about this team because I know how good Steve is, and I've heard the legend of J-Hex. So this is going to be a team that I'm going to be personally looking out for, watching my back, making sure, they're not sneaking up behind me, trying to take my title that I deserve that was stolen from me from Knit last season. So it's going to be an exciting team to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Sabley boys represent. I too was hoping
Is it
that
Sabley? I thought it was Sableye.
I don't know.
Sableye sounds better, man. I should be saying Sableye.
I mean, if we're going by how the words are pronounced, it's Sablé, but that doesn't sound as good. So
Yeah, that's likely.
but yeah, I also was hoping J-Hex would fall. He's a great player. He's awesome to be around. He's been a great addition to Wyman's over the last couple of months. But yeah, so now that's the end of round one. We'll head straight into round two, where the narcotics department are going to lead us off, and the pick is in, and it's our favorite. It's everyone's favorite. Why, man? It's ZB. Round two,
ZB.
pick one. The hiatus is over. ZB's back. He's ready to play. I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward for ZB to get back into Rocket League. I have no doubt that he's going to come back as strong or stronger than ever. He's a great player. Same kind of vein as Easy. Not the most mechanical player per se, but the mental game is second to none. There's not enough good things to say about ZB. He's just the best.
If you're wondering why I did not look excited for a man who has become one of my best friends through Rocket League, ZB, of course, everybody knows I'm very close to ZB. So basically, Adi stole my team. Essentially, is what has happened. He stole the Honey Badgers, and it's whatever. I just want to say two things before we move on. Reboots are never as good as the original, ever. And I would just like to say that this reboot is missing a key cast member, and that is JBV. So, you can try to recreate greatness, capture lightning in a bottle, but, lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place, and it already struck in Wyman's League. So that's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
But moving on.
Lightning's on the Water Bears, by the way. Yeah, not the...
Shut up. All right, moving on. So this next pick is going to be Scarlet Wings. Of course, our co-host Royal here is the GM. And again, 3 picks in a row, pretty much. My heart will be broken because the Scarlet Wings are going to select Kopex. Kopex, great dude, nuts. Inconsistent, I hear from the mouth of Kopex. He says he's inconsistent. I don't know about that. I know that the dude's crazy. I've played with him in Y-Man's. He carries me hard every single time. I was hoping to get to draft Kopex because I'm watching players that I know just get snatched right before they get to my pick. So I'm sad to see Kopex go. I'm excited that he's going to be on the Scarlet Wings because it's going to be a nutty team. Bananas, one would say. Maddie Bananas.
Nice.
So, yeah, I worked that one in there. Great pick, Royal. Thank you for stealing Kopex from me. But moving on to the next pick, to the greatest team in the history of Y-Men's League.
Okay, buddy. Let's not get carried away. I just want to say one thing about Cope. Him and I have been, similar salary. I think we joined Emily right about the same time. We've always been relatively close to the same rank. He started a little bit lower than me. The dude has always been better than me. No matter what rank we are at, the dude is better than me.
Doesn't take much.
Okay. True. You're not wrong, but if we're both 13.5, he's way better than me. I mean, the dude, he's a 14 salary, but he belongs, at 14.5, or I mean, he's not far off from hitting GC in my opinion. Really excited to have him. I think he's going to go along great with Maddie. But now to the that one team, who I mean nobody really cares about.
Everybody cares about. Everybody's ready to see what's about to happen.
All of his picks, he says, kind of were snatched away from him. Happy to take part in that. I did get a DM after I took Kopex, and basically it was like, "Are you kidding me? You took Kopex from me?" But
Yeah.
whatever. The pick is in, and he goes with Himley, another Sably boy, say Bly, whatever you want to call it. Spood shake in the chat. But yeah, Himley. I'm not too familiar with Himley. I'm not sure that Jay is either.
I'm not.
He's not the most well known. Although I have heard from people familiar with the Blizzard team that Himley was the best mechanical player on that team, and that's on a team with Jay Hex, who is nuts.
Is nuts. So.
I mean, what can you really say? There's not. I don't know him too well, but it sounds like he should be a really solid player for you.
Yeah, and I mean, basically, just kind of going through the thoughts in my head. Himley was a guy that I interviewed and asked a lot of people about, and so I felt comfortable with taking him in that situation, just because I think at this point, there's not a whole lot of people that I've actually played games with, so I had to kind of use my best. My dog's choking in the background. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but I had to use my best, I guess, judgment on who to take. And I've heard from some pretty reliable people that Himley's nuts, and he's a great guy to be around. And we had great conversation, I felt like, in our interview. So I'm comfortable taking Himley and adding them to the JBV Pops Himley trio. Honey Badgers, we're taking it all. You heard it here first. I'm excited about this team because both my players are nuts. But moving on to the next pick, round 2, pick 4, the Cheesy Blasters. Again, that's the father-son duo team with their, I was going to say third, but second and final pick. The Cheesy Blasters will select Helly, also known as Hell Yeah Man. Interesting team. It's going to be an interesting team to watch. I'll say that. It'll be interesting to see what they can do. Low salary team.
Yeah, absolutely. You got the father-son duo mixed with everyone's dad in Helly. Honestly, great dude. One of my favorite people on the planet. So I'm really excited to see what he can do. But yeah, like I said, low salary team. It's not the high salary crazy team. But they
don't have a GC, yeah.
Maybe a
no
little.
GC.
Yeah, no GC. Nate is probably as good as a GC, but even still, that's probably like a 15.5 salary. So nothing, no 17, 16 type player on that team. But,
and again, this is no hate. No hate.
Yeah,
it's just these are the facts.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just one of those things where you don't have a GC, you might be in trouble in Wyman's League, but we'll see if they can. We'll see if they can, make up for that. All right, so next on the clock, we've got the Finishers, who are not an expansion team. Just in case you were still wondering. Took Knit with their first round pick, who is, obviously crazy. And then now we're going to go with Zyda. Now I am really, really looking forward to this 1-2 combo. Knit's obviously insane. Zyda's been at GC, currently sits around Champ 3. You get Knit and Zyda on the same team. Really, really should be one of the best 1-2 combos in the league, in my opinion. And then you have JGab as your C player, who is improving all the time, nuts defensively. So especially playing with Knit, you'll get you'll just let Knit ball chase and hit ceiling shots and flip resets and whatever else he wants to hit. And Jay will hold down the defensive end. And I think Zaid is a really solid midfield type player. So I'm looking forward to this team. I think they're going to be really solid.
I'm really excited to see what this team does. And one thing I learned last season is the lowest salary player in Y-Men's League. When you're playing with the GC, they make you look better than you actually are. So I think J Gab's going to be nuts just based off the fact that he's playing with Nit, and he's going to be he's going to get a lot more opportunities than he would playing with like somebody closer to our salary. So that'll be exciting to see. Moving on to the next pick. Again, is going to be the Matadors. Atomic. Let's check back with Atomic, see what Atomic's doing. So round 2, pick 4, Atomic and the Matadors will select Bledsoe. So this is going to be another team, no GC. We'll see what happens. That's all I'll say. We'll see what happens. I love TSR. I'm interested to see what TSR can do playing against 17s. It's gonna be a sight to behold. I'm sorry, TSR. I'm sorry. That's all I have to say.
No. Bledsoe I'm not super familiar with. Another Sabley boy. He's the least familiar, or I'm least familiar with him of the three. But
I haven't talked to him much.
But I'm looking forward to this team. I do think this was a solid pick. Around the salaries that we've got left. But yeah, we'll just have to see. Say what you will. They are all relatively close in salary. They will have one of the best C lineups.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be a great C lineup. It's a similar situation to what they were in last season. They had a very balanced team, and I know that gave us issues scheduling with them because we're trying to figure out what gives us the better because I wanted to play my C roster, and then I had to switch up because I'm thinking that's probably my worst opportunity to get a dub here, and it's going to be the same thing this season. I don't think you're going to want to play your C roster against Atomic. I don't think that's whoever does that. I feel sorry for you because they're going to have a great C roster. Yeah, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Just like you said last season, in the playoffs we paired against him, and you're playing all three of your lineups against each other. It was me and Aubrey against Atomic and Cope. I mean. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's your C lineup. So having a good C lineup is very important, especially once you get to playoff time.
Especially playoffs.
So anyway, next on the clock is going to be the Wild Hogs. Pick is in. I do know Sammy was kind of looking to me for advice for this pick, and I kind of steered him this way because Hobo is nuts. He's a great player. He's a great dude. Has insane cooking abilities.
I was gonna say I don't know much about him, but that's what makes a mean souffle.
Yeah, absolutely. The man makes his home in food and stuff. He's really fun to play with. So I'm really looking forward. This is gonna be a really fun team, in my opinion. You have Naturals, Hobo, and Sammy. Really well balanced in my opinion. Gonna be one of the more fun teams to watch.
I love Sammy. I just want to say that before we move on, Sammy, I love you. That's all. All right, moving on to the next pick is going to be the Blue Coats. Again, Blue Coats is a team I played in the playoffs last season. Had a great interaction with some of their players. Famous quick chat incident. So I'm excited to see what they do this season because I like rivalries. I'm hoping to keep it going. So with their second and final pick, Delu and the Blue Coats are going to select Agent Thunder. Agent Thunder was a team that played for the Dastardly Devils last season, who are now the Narcs. He come in with 24 goals, 16 assists, 24 saves. He's not a guy that I know a lot about, but I do know that I played him first game of the season. I think it was our second game, but it was the first game we played. I know him and Pi, they were a great team. He gave me a lot of trouble on on my defensive side of the ball. So I think it's a great pick. I think he's a guy that's going to be able to do some damage. I think he's going to be a threat as far as a C player. I think. Because obviously we can only expect that he's gotten much better than he was last season. So that'll be a team to watch as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Agent Thunder probably better than most in Wyman's. He was my teammate on the season 8 AL Aviators. Really just awesome dude. He's really fun to be around. I wish he was a little bit more active in Wyman's, but he's a great dude. He's on the CL Hurricanes this season, who are fighting for a championship. He's a great dude. Him and D-Lou should be great on that team, along with Magic. So the Revenants, who are an expansion team, believe it or not, they are going to select with their final pick KD. Councilman himself to the Revenants. Ryder, I believe, said after this pick that KD is the perfect pick, because if anyone beats them, KD just gets them banned from MLE. I mean, what else could you possibly want? Like nobody's gonna want to beat them after that. But I haven't played with KD in a while. I was a reserve and he was starter for the season 9 CL Aviators. KD is an interesting player. He's 14.5 now. So that's pretty incredible. He's definitely improved a lot since the last time I've played with him. So that's awesome. This team is definitely pretty close in salary altogether. You have Ryder, who's 14.5. Bazed is either 14.5 or 15. KD's 14.5. So similar, I think, to the Matadors.
It's gonna be a good C team
in the fact that they're all really close in salary, and like I said, a C team is gonna be really good. So I'm looking forward to see what this team can do. I think this team's better personally than the Matadors, but they're similar in the fact that they're all really close in salary.
I ain't gonna throw no hate towards DSR because I know that boy is an offensive powerhouse. So I ain't gonna say better, but I think it is a similar team. I think it'll be interesting to see what they can do. KD, of course, is a guy that I interviewed and was interested in taking him with my second round pick, and just unfortunately, this is just not how it shook out. So I think it's a good pick, especially that late in the draft. Obviously, we have a higher salary overall for the league this season, so it's just interesting to see these like higher, for me at least, because I'm like a 9.5. So it's interesting to see these higher level players getting drafted so late. So now moving on to the next pick, we're gonna go back to the purple Cobras, Steve's dodgeball team. So with their second and final pick, they're going to take probably one of the funniest Y men we have, the Big C, Royal's personal Disney World buddy. I think it's a great pick. I think C's a great guy to be around. I think he's funny. Also, he can grab things off the top shelf because he's like 7 foot tall. So I think he'll be great for the Purple Cobras field house. He'll be able to clean the top of the shelves, dust off all the tall pieces of furniture they have. So I think it's a great pick because of his height. This is basically why I'm telling you this man's 7 foot tall. He's the tallest man in Y-Man's. So dude wears a size 16 shoe. I mean, just I can't stress enough how tall Big C is. It's literally, it makes no sense. So just crazy tall is what I'm telling you.
Yeah, so you're right. We did go to Disney World together, and this is just related to how tall he is. And He sent a picture. He sent a picture in face reveals of me, and I'm not short. I'm 6'1". Like it's like pretty tall, like compared to a lot of people, right? This man had a full like downward angle on my head. Like I looked like I was 5'4" in this picture because of the
Dude is
angle
huge.
of this photo. Yeah, he's ridiculously tall. He's a great dude. He's my GM for the Sabres. Can't say enough good things about him, but he's really tall. That's like
Very
the
tall.
main thing. He's like 6'7".
Understand, he's tall.
Yeah, yeah, he's really tall. But anyway, next on the clock is going to be the Water Bears. Took Lightning with their first pick, and they are going to round their team out. Water, Lightning, and T-Bone Jones.
GBJ.
If you let T-Bone tell it, he's the worst Rocket League player in Y-Mans. But if you let anybody else who's actually seen him play tell it,
He's good.
he's a really solid player.
Very good.
I have nightmares, and Aubrey can attest to this, of playing against T-Bone last season. It was our C matchup. Yeah, it was T-Bone and J-Gab against myself and Aubrey. T-Bone played out of his mind, hitting some of the craziest angles I've ever seen. This dude, when he's on especially, is easily a 13-5 player, despite what he may say.
Yeah, and shout out to that boy TBJ. He wrote and recorded our JBV and Royal show theme song, as well as being a 334 boy. He's from Ozark, Alabama, which is 20 minutes from my hometown of Dothan, Alabama. Nobody knows anything about these two cities other than me and T-Bone, so I just want to shout that boy out from being from 334. Is probably one of the worst places on the planet to be from. So I'm glad that I get to share that with somebody else in Y-Mans. Moving on to the next pick here. Round 2, pick 12. It's going to be, again, my arch nemesis, Pi, and the Venom. With their last pick, they will select Arsayers. Arsayers, again, is a guy that I do not know much about. I've had some interactions with him in like general chat. He's a pretty cool guy to talk to. I'm pretty sure this is the dude from the picture with the possum. Am I right? It's the only thing I know about him. He's holding a possum. When I think Arsayers, I just always think of the picture of him holding a possum.
Yep.
So like I said, cool guy. I mean, he's holding a possum. That's pretty cool. So, I'm interested to see what he can do. It's when you have these guys that you don't know well and you see them in Y-Mans League, you get excited because it's like you're gonna get to know a little bit more about this guy. You can see how he plays. Maybe be in a chat with him at some point and kind of get to know him. So it's exciting to see how many new Y-Mans League players we have.
Yeah, absolutely. Y-Mans has kind of exploded over the last several months. With the new MLE season 10. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about our Sayers. Again, a former teammate, former aviator, buddy of mine. Literally one of the funniest dudes I've ever been around. He's awesome to play with. He's just a great dude. But yes, he did have a picture of him holding a possum.
Dude, that's the only thing I remember.
and yeah, I mean he's a great guy. And like you said, I'm looking forward to see what he can do. I love seeing these new people in Y-Mans and Y-Mans League, so should be a good time. But going into round 3, just 2 picks here in the third round. Being that there's 2 non-playing GMs, myself and Adi, we need to fill out our team with these 2
cheating.
Picks. Absolutely, 100% cheated. But to pick us in, and Adi, the Narcs, are going to break my heart. I wanted him again. I'm crushed. It's Aubrey. I wanted to bring Aubrey home to reclaim what we should have had last season. We got bounced too early in the playoffs. I wanted to bring him home for some redemption, but he got sniped from me by Adi. Aubrey's one of the best people I know. He's
Easily.
a great dude.
Great guy.
I feel like I'm saying that about every person, but then again, every person in Wyman's is theoretically a great guy. So
Yeah, because if they're not, they get kicked. That's how it works.
I mean, yeah. So like, but Aubrey, I think even more than most.
Yeah,
I mean,
Aubrey. To me, Aubrey's
incredibly generous. He's literally
Yes.
like I can't say enough. Just great things about Aubrey. Yeah.
Yeah, Aubrey's a guy that I put up there with ZB on my levels of who I want to be when I grow up. Definitely Aubrey and ZB. I want to be basically Aubrey and ZB's child. If I can manage that, then I know I've done good with my life because those
Yeah.
are both two great guys. So I love you, Aubrey. Just want to say that before I move on. So the next pick, last pick, I believe, it's gonna again be Scarlet Wings, Royal's team that he GMs, and it seems like Royal has rigged this whole draft episode where I only read off the names of people that I don't know. Because with the last and final pick, the only player left on the board is going to be Frodo Swaggins. So, other than him having probably the best name in all of Wyman's League, I know absolutely nothing about Frodo Swaggins. Was he an aviator?
Mm-hmm. Still,
Yes,
or
another
I guess
aviator.
I was about to say still is, but moved to the Foxes like just at the end of the season.
Yeah. Other than literally Frodo Swaggins, I voted this man in just because I loved his name. It's not because I knew him. I was just like, this guy's name is Frodo Swaggins. We got to vote this man in a white man. Great name, dude. I'm interested again to just see what he does, get to know him, and have a great time playing some Rocket League with a new person, maybe make a new friend. So that's your draft. These are your teams. This is who we're doing battle with, boys. This is what we're fighting with and against these guys for the rest of the season to get a championship. So I hope everybody's ready to get absolutely doo-dooed on by the Honey Badgers again.
Okay, buddy. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to respond to that. But anyway, I do just want to make one comment about Frodo. Great dude. We picked him up last season when the AL Aviators had about like 12 rank outs in one season. But I am super stoked that I was able to pick him up and meet him. Really awesome dude. Hopefully this gets him more active in Wyman's because I think everyone would really enjoy that. But yeah, here are your rosters. We'll just run down them real quick. Cheesy Blasters. You got Mushy Pancakes, aka Nate, Helly, and Abfu. Wild Hogs. You have Naturals, aka Brad, Hobo, and Sammy Needs. Revenants. You got Bazed, Ryder, KD, Bluecoats, Magic, Agent Thunder, and Delu. Venom. You have Crossfire, I Like Pie, and Arsayers. Narcotics Department, aka the Narcs. You have Easy, ZB, and Aubrey. Scarlet Wings, you got Maddie, Copex, and Frodo. Purple Cobras, Steve, J-Hex, and the Big C. Matadors, TSR, Bledsoe, Atomic. Water Bears, Water, Lightning, T-Bone Jones. Finishers, Nit, Zaya, and J-Gab. And I think that's all the teams, isn't it?
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah.
So of course we saved the last team, the best team,
That's
last team.
Completely unintentional.
It was intentional. You know it, I know it. The Honey Badgers, baby, Pops, Himley, and the one and only JBV. Might as well just go ahead and wrap it up because that's your champions right there. We don't even have to play the rest of the season. We already know what happens. So there's that. That's all I gotta say about that right there.
Well, cool. Let's. We have power rankings next, so theoretically, the Honey Badger should come first in power rankings, right?
If you judge your success based off what other people think about you, we're not the same. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, we had all the GMs after the draft vote on the 12 teams in order to do some power rankings. Shout out to Big C for putting that all together and creating this graphic. The number one team in the power rankings is going to be the Venom. It's
meme. That's a meme.
Yeah, I personally am a little bit skeptical of that. I know they have two GCs, but one of those GCs is Pi.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't put it past Pi to absolutely rig the power rankings of Vote.
Yeah, so
That's the type of person he is.
no, but they do have two GCs, and so they could very well be a pretty good team. They weren't my number one team, but yeah, you go Venom, Honey Badgers number 2, Scarlet Wings 3, Finishers, who are my number one team, number 4.
Also my number one team.
Cobras number 5. That's going to be a really good team also.
Great team.
Narcotics Department 6, Water Bears 7, Wild Hogs 8. I think they're higher than that personally. Revenants 9, Bluecoats 10, Matadors 11, and then Cheesy Blasters 12. Personally, I had the hardest time ranking like the top 8 teams. I'm like, any one of these teams can easily just be really good and win league. So it's super hard to say before any of these teams have even played together or anything like that. But these are your week 0 power rankings. Really looking forward to getting in and seeing these teams play. Hopefully we get a lot of streamed matches. Should be an awesome time. But yeah, that's gonna just about wrap it up for the draft show. We're at about 50 minutes.
Yeah, we apologize for how long this is.
Long, but hopefully it was
there's a lot of stuff to cover.
But yeah, so it should be a fun episode here. Really looking forward to season 2. We're gonna have show. As far as we would have it every week, going over the weeks, results and all of the like, and looking forward to the following week. But yeah, so
every episode will not be this long. I just want to put that out there.
Please,
there's a lot to go over in this episode. We knew it was going to be long. We apologize for taking up an hour of your time, but it's something that had to be done. We want to do this justice. So we're not trying to just run through and spew names, So again, we apologize for the length.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what else would you rather do for the last 50 or so minutes than me talk about how great of a guy everyone is? I mean,
exactly.
Really,
or how great the Honey Badgers are.
Okay, buddy. But anyway, that's gonna be it for us, I believe. My name is Royal for JBV. We are signing off. We'll see you here in the next couple of weeks or so for week 1, Wyman's League Season 2.
Roll Tide, brother. Roll Tide, brother.